Make America imperial again. Today's video is brought to you by Medical Gear Outfitters. More on them later in the video. Good morning, people. Welcome back to the VSO Gun Channel. It's great to be here as always. Thank you for tuning in. And I've got a feel-good story for you here today that implicates, the Second Amendment. And I think that you guys are really going to like this one. Quick show of hands in the comments down below. How many of you, before I define this term, are familiar with the term letter of marque? I'll give you a second. A letter of marque is a term that dates back to, as far as we can tell, the 17th century in France, but has been appropriated by pretty much every major government in the world since then, including our own. And basically what this is government-sanctioned piracy. Yes, indeed. Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, enumerated powers, starts out with, the Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imports, and excise, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States, but all duties, imports, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. That is the part that you were told to memorize when you were back in school. But if we continue to scroll down, Clause 11, war powers. To declare war, grant letters of marque and reprisal, and make rules concerning captures on land and water. The United States Constitution provides Congress the power to grant letters of marque. Basically, what this means is that the government can contract private entities to perform various functions, right? Think Blackwater, right? Although, depending on when and where that activity is occurring and what the posture of the military of the United States is, they may not actually need a letter of marque for that specific thing to happen. Think, like, for instance, the Somali pirates off the coast of Africa attacking the container ships and stuff like that. Letters of marque were not required for that because that was a security measure. It wasn't really an offensive action, and it happened in international waters, which falls well within the scope of the President of the United States' abilities to do by himself as Commander-in-Chief. It gets a little bit more dicey when we're talking about the territorial waters of the United States and or on the land of the United States. Enter Congressman Tim Burchett of Tennessee and Mark Messer of Indiana, introducing the Cartel, Marque, and Reprisal Reauthorization Act of 2025, a bill to authorize the President of the United States to issue letters of marque and reprisal with respect to acts of aggression against the United States by a member of a cartel or a member of a cartel-linked organization or any conspirator associated with a cartel and for other purposes. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled. Section 1. Short title. This act may be cited as the Cartel, Marque, and Reprisal Authorization Act of 2025. Congress finds the following. Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution grants Congress the power to grant letters of marque and reprisal to punish, deter, and prevent the acts of aggression and depredations and other acts of war committed by cartel conspirators. 2. Cartels present an unusual and extraordinary threat to national security and foreign policy of the United States. Section 3. Issuance of letters of marque and reprisal. Authority of the President. The President of the United States is authorized and requested to commission under official issued letters of marque and reprisal so many of privately armed and equipped persons and entities as, in the judgment of the President, the service may require, with suitable instructions to the leaders thereof, to employ all means reasonably necessary to seize outside the geographic boundaries of the United States and its territories the person and property of any individual the President determines is a member of a cartel, a member of a cartel-linked organization, or a conspirator associated with a cartel or cartel-linked organization who is responsible for an act of aggression against the United States. No letter of marque will be issued by the president without requiring the posting of security bond in such an amount as the president shall determine is sufficient to ensure that the letter be executed according to the terms and conditions thereof. Then it goes into the definition of cartels, and basically this is any terrorist organization and transnational criminal organization. You just heard and read that right. That is a bill currently sitting in Congress to authorize the creation of Trump pirates and use them against cartels. Holy shit. Shiver me timbers, raise the black. Can I get an R in the comment section down below? This video was brought to you by Medical Gear Outfitters. They are my go-to stop for all things medical. It doesn't matter whether you need something that just holds a bunch of Band-Aids and maybe some aspirin or something like that, or if you need an actual trauma kit. If you don't have a trauma kit in your house or in your vehicle, then I highly suggest that you go check our people out at Medical Gear Outfitters, and they offer all of you a discount. You can find all of that information over at the affiliates page and all the relevant places, and use that to great effect. Now, generally speaking, the way that the letter of marque works is you go out and you seize whatever it is by whatever means the president has deemed necessary.
Ready to guns! Full complement!
And you bring it back. You bring back the booty. And you present your spoils to Congress. And then they enumerate the value of said booty, and then they pay you for it. I am not kidding. Make America great again. Arr. You thought that the dude with the killdozer did a big thing? Imagine what you could do with a couple $100,000 boat and a couple $100,000 of appropriations from the president of the United States and weaponry. Think of the memes. The memes alone should be a deterrent. Like, that's just the private citizens. That's just the rich guys by themselves with their cousins and bullshit guns they got laying around. Let alone somebody like Blackwater or whatever the fuck they call themselves today. Think about the private military organizations that are just gonna roll in with no rules of engagement. Hurry up, somebody. Contact Rumble, or we need to bring Live Leak back because America is back.